Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Breeze, Breezeway Productions' The Breeze, where we are excited to kick off our Cinequest coverage with the first official selection from this year's festival. I'd like to talk to the directing duo Hazart and actor John Berchtold. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good. Very good. Thanks for joining me today.
You do remember how to play.
I'm so sorry about your mother. Thank you.
I can't be your world. I'm dying. I'm terminal. Soon I'll be gone.
Why are you doing this? Are you trying to make me cry?
No, of course not.
Mary, my mother, she spent a lot of time in China for work.
It's been hard.
Why does my own sister refuse to talk to me?
Okay, people are mourning in there.
I'm mourning too.
Not just with her death, but with this whole situation. Close your eyes.
A memory is precious because it can be forgotten.
I want you to try and quiet your mind.
How do I quiet my mind?
I still don't know what it is you're going to do to help us.
I want you to know what's important. What's real.
Ghosts don't have to be real for the dead to visit the living.
That's a nice thought. I wonder if you actually believe it.
I think this one is over.
We're more alike than you think.
Tell us a little about your film that got accepted into this year's festival.
We're excited to have our world premiere at Cinequest 2021 with a film called The Hard Problem, and it's just sort of a little family drama with a little bit of a sci-fi twist.
All right, and we have the lead actor here with us today, John. Tell us about your experience working on this sci-fi project.
Yeah, I mean, shooting this film was a dream. It was so collaborative in the way that we shot it, working with Hazart and my fellow cast members. It was just a very big collaborative experience, which was great because we're asking some big questions in this movie, and it's kind of framed as this grounded family drama, which was really exciting to explore. So I'm excited for people to see it.
All right. Let's talk about the concept of the film. Where was the idea created, and how did you expand upon it to make it a full-length feature?
I think we knew we were going to be producing this independently. We knew we wanted to write a script that was sort of grounded in reality, and we had a lot of interest in sort of where technology is going and the ethics behind a lot of the technology that's in our world currently. The Facebook's first motto of "move fast and break things" is something that they did what they said. I think we all sort of know that. And so hopefully as technology gets more and more advanced, so do our ethical questions. And we try to ask those questions before we break the things that now we're trying to put back together. And yeah, that's sort of where, it started as a story. Our original concept was what happens if you give a conscious AI religion as a way to convince it to turn itself off. That's like what was at the heart of the script when we started, and that thread is in the movie for sure. But it sort of quickly transformed into more of a family drama, and sort of an exploration of sort of philosophical and moral questions. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. How did you come across John when you were looking for who would play your lead character, and how did that flesh out over?
We if you ask our casting directors this too, we were very we knew we needed to start with Ian when we cast this movie. We saw a lot of people. We've liked John for a long time. We saw him in a series called Manhunt Unabomber, and he played a young Ted Kaczynski to Paul Bettany's adult version. And we were just sort of amazed by the performance. It's a sort of standalone episode in the series. And we put his name on a list that we keep of actors that we see that we like. And we knew sort of Ian was going to have to be, the audiences were going to have to fall in love with Ian instantly in very quiet scenes as the movie started. And so, you know, I mean, he came in, gave amazing performances of the sort of audition scenes, which were the scene where Ian and Olivia meet and the scene where Lisa confronts Ian about the urn. But also he was just like instantly charming. He, you know, you're sitting in a room seeing actor after actor after actor, and it becomes like a grind for the actors and for the people in the room. And there was just like this lightness and like instant sort of connection. And also, you know, you want collaborators that are generous. And we just got the feeling after talking with him that it would be sort of a great collaboration. And you know, we like to play around in scenes when we have the time to do so, and we sort of figured that we would get that from John, and we were correct about that.
There it is.
I just do what they tell me to do.
Well, John, now we'll take it over to the flip side. John, working with the directing duo here, how was that experience for you? And also, when you were prepping for this character, did you draw from any other films that you saw for what your character had to do? Like Haley Joel Osment maybe for AI?
Yeah, well, we talked about that too. But I think this was my first time working with a directing duo, so I was a little intimidated. I didn't know what to expect. But immediately from meeting them for the first time, it was clear that it was going to be a collaborative experience, and that was the most enticing thing for me, because they have very clear, precise visions on what they want to present. And that doesn't mean that they're going to tell us no when we have ideas. And so it really was just this big collaborative discussion that allowed us to play with the characters and find moments that were not on paper, things that became true to the characters that we were playing. And it was great. It was amazing. And the fun dynamic between them two and us actors was wonderful. In terms of like drawing inspiration, when I first got the audition and I first read the script, I only knew it as a family drama. And so that's exactly how I wanted to approach it, because that's how I was approaching it at the start. And then once the script sort of like peeled back the curtains and revealed itself to the truth of what the film is and the truth of who Ian was, I was able to still approach it. I think the film excels in that it feels very grounded, even though we have these like big ideas. And so I was able to sort of like draw from I love dramas. I love family dramas because I think they're so relatable and real. And so I was able to approach it that way.
Sure. Sure. I wanted to also go from there to some of the VFX that you had in the film, which I thought was pretty wonderful. Like the futuristic car that rolled in. I thought that was pretty cool to see. And also you had the owl instance of landing and then looking and then leaving. But those were two cool instances. Do you want to talk about how you were able to put that together?
One of them was very easy. The car is real. It's our production designer found a company that builds autonomous vehicles in Knoxville, Tennessee, and they brought that to the set, and that is 100% real and there. So that was really easy and fun. That car is called the Ollie. The name of the company is escaping me. Local Motors is the name of the company. They like 3D print autonomous vehicles, and they're in Knoxville. So there's one other of their cars. There's a little red car in a wide shot that doesn't get as much play as that Ollie. So that one was easy. The owl was an incredibly long journey. You know, it started out as a like clip art placeholder from our editor Jeremy, which made everybody laugh at the test screenings. And then we worked with this company called Hi from the Future out of New York that was able to build, you know, our friendly neighborhood owl in a way that we thought was convincing. we've had some family and friends say like, how'd you get the owl to do that? And you know,
That's
we said candy.
I'm one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a totally CG owl, but there are elements in there that are real too.
And we had never done, I mean, let alone from this being our first feature, even in our other short form work, we had done little to no visual effects. And so stepping into this sort of genre, we were very cautious because we wanted, we gave ourselves outs that if we felt like the visual effects were too visible or fake looking, that we could just get rid of them and rely on another way to tell the story. So we were very careful and particular in all of those instances because we didn't want, because again, the story, yes, is so grounded and we are setting so much of it in the real world. We didn't want a clear division of like, oh, here's all the fake CG in contrast to the real sets and settings. So
Sure. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing those instances for what I was able to check out in the film. Congratulations again on your acceptance to Cinequest, which is about to kick off. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the organization for your acceptance, the world premiere of your film?
Yeah, I mean, we're incredibly grateful for the support. You know, indie filmmakers, you know, really it to get a little movie like this out into the world, we require incredibly generous and kind programmers that like put up these programs and these festivals so that we can share our work with the world. And we hope people enjoy it and see lots of movies while they are virtually here at Cinequest.
Beautiful. And there you have it. Thank you for joining me today on The Breeze, and we're happy to showcase your work. So directing duo Hazart and John, thank you for being here, and we hope to showcase your future work and wish you the best of luck at Cinequest.
Thank you so much, Alex.